Well, US tech giant Meta is to start deactivating accounts today as part of Australia's sweeping changes to social media for under 16s. We're still a week away from, of course, the government's official deadline of December 10, but scores of Australian kids could be waking up this morning unable to access Instagram, Facebook and Threads accounts. The ABC's national technology reporter Ange Lavoipierre joins us to explain. Ange, good morning.
Tell us
Bridge. About the changes today. Is it clear what's going to happen from today?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people got, a message, maybe an email, an SMS, a message in their app 2 weeks ago today that they would be losing access to their accounts. So the people to whom this is happening this morning, it is not a surprise. They're also only the first people who will be going through this. Meta will be adding more and more people to this list of, now removed counts over the coming week. They're aiming to get more than 500,000 people off Instagram, Facebook and Threads before December 10, which is, of course, when the law officially kicks in, and, the rest of the major platforms, so there are 10 of them altogether at this stage, that will be required to comply with the law in this way. But yes, it is a work in progress, is how everyone seems to be talking about this. Meta is yet to find everyone under 16, and they'd be the first to say that. We did speak to a 16-year-old girl named Riley from Melbourne, who is actually hugely supportive of the ban, but she is yet to receive a notification from Meta.
It's sort of a thing these days, before the ban actually was announced, where people put their age in as 2-3 years sort of older than they are, because they want to seem older on social media, I think. And I did that when I started my Snapchat and my Instagram accounts. So that's possibly why I haven't received a notification from Meta.
Okay, so really good to hear directly from the young people there who are going to be caught up with this. What about the young people who are actively trying to bypass it? Do we know how this could possibly work for those teenagers who really want to find a way around this?
Yeah, that's right. We are yet to kind of see exactly how that will play out. But, hearing there from Riley, that 15-year-old in Melbourne, she's saying that, it's not exactly the most sophisticated dupe, right? She's put in a slightly older date of birth some years ago. That hasn't been picked up yet. I think, the regulators will be looking to platforms such as Instagram, companies such as Meta, to develop systems to start to find those people, not just the people who've told the truth, but find people who maybe haven't, in time, but perhaps not straight away. Seems like there might be a bit of leniency there. But yeah, there are going to be people who are actively trying to get around the ban, in a much more kind of forthright way as well. We also spoke to a 15-year-old guy in Sydney named Jack, who's much less supportive of the ban, it should be said. But yes, he told us about some of what he's seen about, I guess, evasion efforts.
I've been told by Instagram, and I've been told by Snapchat, and I know from a perspective, I won't say, really much, but I know that a lot of people have been getting around the Snapchat facial verification just because it thinks they're over 16. So it's not going to work.
Yeah, so not a high level of confidence there from Riley or Jack. And I should stress the government has said, this will take some time to filter through, and they're not expecting it to be perfect from day one. So a little bit of wriggle room there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wait and see, isn't it? And what about platforms that aren't covered by the ban? Are they growing in popularity?
Yeah, so we have seen several platforms which, you might have heard of before, but possibly not. Lemon8, Yope, Red Note. Some of those, we heard around the, the discussion of a TikTok ban. Some of these names started getting thrown around. Lemon8 is owned by TikTok. These are platforms that we're starting to see kids migrate to as a way to get around the ban, or they're hoping that they will be able to, because they're not covered at this stage. However, and this is a big however, the E-Safety Commissioner, the ABC is reporting, has now written to these platforms asking them basically to explain why they shouldn't be a part of the ban, which is a self-assessment. This is the step step before you get included in the ban. It's what we saw happen to Reddit. It's what we saw happen to Kick and Twitch. This is how it does happen. Of course, it's not a guarantee that they will be part of the ban. Platforms such as Roblox and Discord were both they completed a self-assessment as they were asked, and they're not part of the ban. So it's not a guarantee, but this is consistent with what we've heard from the government and the e-safety commissioner, that the list is not static. The ban could grow. And so, the places that they're kind of going to now, that young people are going to now to try and get around the ban, may not be useful refuges for long.
Early days, and thanks heaps for your analysis and your reporting this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Bridge.